Vlog 81. I had a lamb shawarma earlier on, some fruit juice on the side, just poured in a Carmelite, a Belgian beer. Just one for the taste of it. It has been a while since I had alcohol actually. Last time I had the beer was several weeks ago. I'm sitting in my room listening to a nice playlist. In the last 2 days I didn't watch any Netflix. Was deep in thoughts within myself, moving through feelings and a feeble mind. See my previous vlog, number 80. Sometimes I'm trying to look more from universal love on the thoughts I have in my mind, not being stuck inside these thoughts, projecting on the environment with universal love and not an eternity of a psychotic mind. I'm feeling relaxed, not on sidetracks getting lost. I put on Led Zeppelin Part 4 before going to bed. I took my evening medicines, woke up 3 times to go to the bathroom. Many dreams as well. Eventually, out of bed around 9 a.m. Made a cup of coffee, did my internet routines, put on Led Zeppelin's In Through the Outdoor. Really a great album. Small chat with my parents. Might need to go out later on to buy fruit, veggies and lamb shawarma at the Turkish supermarket. Had dinner with my parents, talking in between. It was a great meal, really full. Put on the anniversary album from The Cure again, live in Hyde Park in London. The evening has fallen, some thoughts about doing things. Decided to go out for a bit, so I went to Amsterdam. I didn't stay long actually. The bus ride went well, even on the way back home. It is mostly more crowded then. I read an article, actually, that blind people aren't schizophrenic. They did some research on that. Interesting. When stepping out of the bus, I noticed that they vandalized a bus shelter. There was a guy who was really pissed off because of that. He couldn't understand why people would do that. He was right about that. I did notice I wasn't able to have a good conversation though. I'm not used to that anymore, I guess. Just arrived back home, had some M&Ms and took my evening medicines. Time for some Lou Reed before going to sleep. Woke up. I cycled to the hospital close by. First to the pharmacy to pick up some medicines. Need to go back after the weekend. Need to order some other medicines as well. Afterwards, I took my blood samples. It didn't take long. I was actually the only one there. Thursday, the 20th of February, 2020. Last night I watched some Our Planets episodes with David Attenborough as narrator. Damn, so beautiful. I nearly cried out of joy. I had a great sleep, some nightmares though, but forgot them when waking up for real. Made a chocolate milk and had a small chat with my mother. Did my internet routines. Put on Led Zeppelin again. 3 p.m. Had dinner with my parents. Red sea bass, which was a real treat. Took some rest, fell asleep for a bit. Moved on to the Beach Boys. I'm still tired. Friday, the 21st of February. Last night I watched a new episode from Our Planet. Was a great episode. Also, watched a part from the movie Waves, which was a recommendation from a good friend of mine. I was a bit tired, so I will continue with the movie another time. In the last couple of weeks, I also watched 2 other series. The first one was Evangelion, an anime from around 20 years ago. Was fun to watch that series again, a bit different than I thought from my memory. The other one is BoJack Horseman, and also an animation. I'm digging the series as well. It has 6 seasons, and I'm at the 4th season at the moment. About a horse who was famous from a sitcom. It's about the things he encounters in his life, with a lot of alcohol and drugs. 5 p.m. My mother prepared spaghetti sauce. I prepared the spaghetti. The meal was really great, including some wine, olives and veggies. I'm really full. Took a shower, watched a couple of YouTubes that a friend of mine sends me on a weekly basis. He called a bit later than usual for our weekly shisha, around 9 p.m. We chatted in the car to the shisha lounge in Amsterdam. It wasn't crowded and we had a nice seat. We talked about many things again, starting with the YouTubes he sent me. It was a fun pastime. Talking about porn as well, how much damage it does to your mental and physical health. I don't watch porn. I don't like it. It's just a waste of time. Saturday, the 22nd of February. It was cold last night. Took a while before I fell asleep. Woke up to go to the bathroom a couple of times. Woke up around 8 a.m. again. Still too early. Went back to sleep again and went out of bed around 10 a.m. Made a cup of coffee. Small chat with my parents. There are heavy winds again. I did my internet routines and have the cat in my room. 11:45 a.m. Took my morning medicines. Used the cream for my eye again. 3 times a day. Last time I had trouble with that was beginning of October. Better to use it again. Some thoughts about things. Nothing much. 6:17 p.m. I fell asleep for a bit. My parents will eat baked common souls today. I will eat the spaghetti from the other day, because it was really a great one. I'm listening to Bruce Springsteen. Notice you can buy or rent movies on YouTube. Some thoughts about that. They do have new movies and they cost around $5. That's cheaper than going to the cinema. More expensive than downloading them. Anyways, it is possible to pay them via PayPal. PayPal, and I do have PayPal. On the other hand, some of them might be on Netflix in the future as well. I would love to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 7:37 p.m. Small chat with my mother. My parents turned on the fireplace, gave the dog a small cookie. Let the cat on the balcony for a bit. Put on the diffuser, just like yesterday. Was a while ago actually. Nice fragrances. Glad I bought that during summertime. Was only €75 for a diffuser and a package with essential oils. Better than the first one I had, which was with a small candle. Back then I didn't use water with the essential oils. Nowadays I do. It is electrical as well. Prefer that better. When it's empty, the diffuser turns off automatically. Sunday, the 23rd of February, 2:27 p.m. Woke up around 8 a.m., did my internet routines, made a cup of coffee. Around 10:45 a.m. a friend called if I wanted to have dinner at his place, spaghetti with seashells. I already had spaghetti in the last 2 days, and I wasn't sure if I liked seashells as well, so I said no. I did went to his house around 1 p.m. for a cup of coffee. It was nice. We talked for a bit. In between he played with his daughter. Just got back home again. Saw an old neighbor of mine. She visited her mother and just arrived at her mother's place. She lives in Amsterdam nowadays. 6:17 p.m. Read there are extra measures in Italy. They won't let people in or outside certain villages because of the coronavirus. I hope it won't escalate. It has gone too far already. I made some goulash my mother prepared earlier on. I liked the other one better from a couple of weeks ago. I am really full though. Listening to the Rolling Stones. I'm thinking to go to 1917 upcoming week. Probably on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I have a phone conversation on a Monday with my psychiatrist. We'll watch one movie though, maybe another time to see other movies as well. The timetable isn't in my favor. Besides, I'm not sure if I can watch 2 movies that long. 9:28 p.m. Watch some interesting YouTubes. Abroad in Japan, about sake. The Endless Adventure, about the market in Bali. A Polish girl in Saudi Arabia at an oasis. About a guy who sold a part of his Tesla stocks. History in Japan when the first Portuguese arrived, and others as well. Was a fun pastime. My parents left to see some friends. There was a storm today, but at the moment the wind is gone. Monday, the 24th of February. I made a cup of coffee. My parents let the dogs out, also the dog from my brother. I missed a call from the psychiatrist, so I called him back. The receptionist told me he would call back, so he did within 5 minutes. I had a really good conversation. For the first time, my medicine levels were okay. Until now, they were too low each time. So that is a good step into a new direction. That means I don't need to take gen therapy. That is always possible in the future. My white blood cells were a bit higher than usual in comparison with other people. According to my psychiatrist, that isn't a bad thing. I'm satisfied, feeling a bit happy actually. I don't have that often. In the meantime, I searched the timetables for the movies I want to see. I want to see 1917 first, maybe Star Wars next time. Next time is next week, at least. I'm listening to Johnny Cash and Tool. It is still raining. We'll stay home today. 3:41 p.m. Search for movies I would like to see tomorrow. Starting with 1917 at 10:45 a.m. in the Munt Cinema in Amsterdam. Then there are 2 other movies I can watch during the day. Unfortunately, I have to skip Star Wars probably, because I can't make it on time. Otherwise, I have to wait at least 3 hours between movies. It also depends how it will go with my time spans, of course, if I can concentrate well enough to watch them. The second movie is Parasite, at the City Cinema near Leidseplein. That is a nice stroll and it isn't that far. I can also take the tram for that. There is also a great restaurant according to a good friend of mine at Leidseplein where they serve noodles. Would love to go there after the movie, if I reached it this far by the way. I can go home or going back to the Munt Cinema again for a manga movie, Weathering with You, an easygoing manga. I don't have to watch all of them, of course, but then I know where I can go to. It has been a while since I last went to Amsterdam to do something like this. The last movie I watched in the cinema has been a year ago. They Shall Not Grow Old. That one was about the First World War, made by Peter Jackson. Back then I was really exhausted after only one movie, so it is possible that I will go back home after the first one. Anyways, I put some money aside for tomorrow, for tickets and food. Maybe even a shisha, but then I need to skip the last movie, otherwise I will be too late to get back home with public transportation. It depends how far I will get with these movies. Like I said, it's possible that I'm exhausted after only one movie already. Last time I did something for 3 hours, I was really knocked out. Tuesday, the 25th of February. Last night I watched some YouTube and a part of a Bill Burr show. I was too tired to finish it and went to bed. I had some intense dreams. One of them was with an old friend of mine about spirituality and the afterlife. I left because didn't want to speak to him. I talked to other people mostly. There was a girl with whom I had a great conversation though. Another dream was with an advanced white sports car. Was trying to figure out how it worked. The dreams went on and on. Woke up around 10 a.m. That means that I can't follow my list I made the other day to go to the cinema. Maybe later on today. It is also possible to go tomorrow. I put on Bob Marley, made a lemonade and went to the bathroom. Took my morning medicines as well. I let the cat on the balcony for a bit. The sun shines at the moment, but there will be more rain for the entire week. 11:13 a.m. Made a cup of coffee, small chat with my parents, put on Alanis Morissette. Turns out that she performed in Amsterdam the other day. I think that's funny. Sent a message yesterday to my eldest brother about the YouTube from a possible North Sea dam. Got a message back that he will look at it later on today. I think he likes it. It is an idea for when the climate changes don't work out. Large parts of the Netherlands are gone when that will happen. Not sure if I will go to the cinema today. 1917 will be shown around 4 p.m. That means I'm stuck in traffic afterwards. Maybe tomorrow then. 2:10 p.m. I took a shower, washed my hair and brushed my teeth. A bit itchy again. Moved on to the Abbey Road from the Beatles. Decided that I will go to the cinema today. It will become Star Wars. I think I will leave within 30 minutes or so. Then I can have something to eat without rushing. 11:30 in the evening. I took the bus to the north part of Amsterdam, from where I took the metro to Rokin, one stop after Central Station. First, I had a bite at Asian Kitchen, Peking duck with rice. I was really full. There was even some left. It was only €17 including a tip, and it was really a great meal. That means I will return again in the future. Then I walked to the cinema where I bought a ticket for Star Wars. In between chatting a bit with my eldest brother, said that I was finally going to see the movie. The movie went well, mentally. I had a great spot at the back, and I enjoyed it. Some minor points were that they put too much in the movie. Sometimes it was like a roller coaster from scene to scene. I have to think about it later on if it was a good one. It wasn't bad, of course, but there were some small minor things. As a person who saw all of the movies from Star Wars, I do have an opinion, of course. I was planning to see 1917 afterwards, but I had enough. A sore butt, just like my brother said. Lol. Instead, I went outside and made a stroll towards Rembrandtplein. When walking back to the cinema, I decided to walk back to Central Station. It was a nice stroll, not too cold, no rain, and was nice. At Dam Square, I sent a message to a friend if he was in the city. He wasn't, but was planning to go to the Shisha Lounge soon, as I hoped for. So I took public transportation to the Shisha Lounge. It was quiet, and I ordered a shisha with a cup of coffee. I was enjoying myself. Within the next 30 minutes, people showed up. Turns out there was a Champions League game, Napoli versus Barcelona. My friends showed up as well. We talked about the movie first, later on about other things as well. Some people left and we took their place. In between I was watching the match with half an eye. Most of the people were cheering for Napoli, because they are a fan of Real Madrid. When driving home it rained. We listened to soul music. Just got back home, put the cat in its room and took my medicines and were listening to Johnny Cash. I had a nice day out. My friend told me I should get a cinema pass, which costs only €20 each month. In that way you can see most of the movies for free, unlimited. We'll have some thoughts about it. In that way you can just watch a movie and get out of the house for a bit. In a way, sort of therapy, a win-win situation. Well, thanks for all watching this time, and I would say have a really, really great week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!